Spring is in the air with gorgeous rhubarb folded into Eton mess. The chaps at Eton College nailed it with this crispy, creamy, fruity creation. Eton mess is one of my favorites. It's a traditional dessert from Eton College served annually at their cricket match against Harrow College. Yes, it's traditional and it's special, but I love it because it's messy. Whipped cream, broken meringue, and poached fruit all kind of stirred together in a big messy pile. Strawberries are traditional at Eton, but I like to poach rhubarb, or really poach anything that's in season. Just kind of roll with it and bring it out whenever you want. I do have rhubarb. This is the beginning of the rhubarb season, and these are just fresh from the ground, hardly green leaves at all. So it's exciting. It means spring is in the air. So I'll just quickly chop these. They're so long. So just try to chat amongst yourselves while I go through these massive stalks. Chopping right through to the end. And just drop them into a nice warm pan. Rhubarb on its own is really bitter. Some people love it. You can dip it into sugar. It's not bitter, it's tart. That's the word. So it needs a little bit of sweetness. And that is going to come in the form of orange juice and maple syrup. But before we add the juice, how about a little orange zest? Always zest before juicing. All right, that'll do. Just cut this in half. Grab a fork. Just ease out the juice. All the extra liquid here will bring down the temperature, and you can hear that nothing is really happening in there. So as soon as I finish juicing, I'm going to turn that heat up a little bit and add a little bit of maple syrup to sweeten the pot. We'll stir. Turn the heat up a tiny bit more. Break up any bigger pieces that haven't come apart nicely. There we are. Okay, meanwhile, the whipped cream part of the Eton mess. You could use a hand mixer, a whisk if you have muscle and time, or you can just use one of these stand mixers, which is what we're going to do. And pour it in and just go. Lovely. If you let cream go too long, it will turn to butter. I remember my mother doing that when I was little. So we had some really yummy whipped butter pancakes. Okay, this is light and fluffy. Perfect. Okay, the meringues are so sweet that we're going to add to this cream. So I tend to not add sugar to the whipped cream. That is up to you. If that is your thing, go for it. Just like the balance of textures and flavors and not overly sweet dessert. So I'm going to leave it as is, but add just a touch of vanilla. You can do this while the balloon whisk is going or after, up to you. Smells delicious. Just a simple cream. There isn't much better. All right. This is gorgeous. The rhubarb is collapsed, and I just want to continue simmering just to get rid of some of the excess liquid. Okay, I'm going to turn that off actually. It's great. I want it to cool just a little bit before we combine it with all of these other yummy things. Okay, I'm going to serve it in this lovely old rustic bowl. So spoon the whipped cream into the bowl. I think over the years, Eton mess has evolved, and sometimes it's even served with ice cream. And sometimes I wonder how it all started. I once read that someone had made a pavlova, which is a big, beautiful pizza-like meringue, and it broke and fell apart, so they turned it into this Eton mess. Now, little meringue cookies are the easiest way to make it. Just buy these at the grocery store and break them up about, I think 2, maybe 3, maybe 4. Just want these little bits of meringue to kind of stud the cream. Let's go for 3 and see how that looks. You can see why I was not adding sugar to the cream. It's snowing in here. Okay, stir this all together. Again, now you can really see why you don't want the cream to be too sweet, because it's just studded with sugary baked egg white. Okay, this is gorgeous. It sounds like crunching snow. It's lovely. Okay. Make sure that your fruit has cooled down a little bit. If you're making this in advance, you can mix it all together and just put it in the fridge. I'm going to serve it right away, so I don't mind a little warmth to my poached rhubarb. And okay, clean things up a little bit. Now, for a twist, a couple of years ago I was in Japan with a few friends, and one of my friends speaks Japanese beautifully and can read it, so he ordered us an ice cream sundae at this sushi restaurant, and I was worried that we were going to have some sort of fishy ice cream, but as it turns out, the ice cream sundae arrived in a little teensy tiny fish bowl, and that explained everything. So why not serve our Eton mess in this little bowl? Okay, so we will start with a little bit of this. And then a little bit of yummy rhubarb. A little more cream. And here we go, steaming up the fishbowl. That is so good. The poached fruit does melt the cream a little bit. Hold off on that if you want really cold cream. To me, this is just about perfect. This dessert is as fun to eat as it is to make. No two bites are the same. A fine mess.